Gillon McLachlan, Chief Executive of the AFL. Good morning.
Hey Neil, how you doing?
I'm okay. Herald Sun today, 80 pages of transcripts of interviews around the allegations of Melbourne tanking 2009 season. That led to Chris Connolly being suspended. I think Dean Bailey suspended as well. These are, I assume, AFL documents, are they?
I haven't seen them. I've been doing stuff this morning, but I understand what's there is the interview transcripts and basically the investigation. So I haven't been told they're not legitimate. So that's what I understand.
You assume they're okay.
Yeah.
So define tanking for me.
Well, tanking means I'm not going to follow the same answer at the same time.
Well, you did say you didn't think it was tanking.
Well, tanking means different things to different people, and it's not what is important here is to understand what the rules say, and that was what's clear here. And the rule that people would say equates to that in the AFL is not performing on one's merits. And the advantage of having all this investigation out here, Neil, is that people can see how thorough it is. I mean, I think we were criticised for taking too long. 59 people, I think, were interviewed, thousands of documents, computers seized. And in the end, people can go and read that. I think they'll see how thorough it was, that it was a tough investigation trying to get to the bottom of what happened. And in the end, the assessment was, and the recommendation from the Integrity Department was that a charge of the team not performing on its merits on match day was not able to be sustained, that the players went out to win and they were coached to win. But there was evidence that during the week there was accountabilities to two individuals in the club, that there were decisions made that were prejudicial to the interests of the game, and there were strong.
What does that mean, prejudicial to the interests of the game?
Well, that
not trying.
There were decisions made that may have been for the objective of finishing lower down the ladder. But
so the objective of losing, if that's not tanking, what is? If decisions made for the objective of losing, so you finish lower down the ladder.
But so Neil, the point about your point would be, say, was there accountability? Clearly. So this is 10 years ago. Just let me finish. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
At the time, no individual, a club or official had ever been suspended before. Chris Connolly was rubbed out for a year, Dean Bailey for 16 weeks. You read the transcripts about actually how that played out, and the club was fined $500,000.
But you're telling me under the rules there's no tanking, and yet you've said that the decisions were made so you didn't perform as well as you could to finish lower. If that's not tanking,
there
what
was
is?
Decisions and there was discussions and decisions and allusions made by those which you can
on
read in the
match day.
transcripts. No, not on match day. No,
well,
clearly
hang on,
not.
But Dean Bailey says that players who weren't injured were taken off on match day.
No, not on match day. Those in the lead up to.
You sure? I thought you said they weren't. They were taken off the field.
No, my understanding, my recollection is that players weren't.
And is it relevant?
Put out to surgery early, or others, or younger players picked in the context of pressure he felt through Chris Connolly to do so.
Dean Bailey told the investigators, according to these documents, that players who were not injured were forced off the ground for the rest of the match to ensure interchange rotations were down and to reduce the chance of winning. If that's not match day, what is? That's according to the transcripts.
Yeah, I don't know who's saying that. I don't have the transcripts in front of me.
Well, and Dean's sadly is dead, as Jimmy Steins. There's no doubt that Melbourne wanted to lose games.
Neil, I don't know this is what I'd say to you. If you read the evidence, there was a thorough and detailed investigation.
And there was pretty good evidence that they wanted to lose.
And there are rules that govern the competition. Decisions were made about what had been breached, and there was, I think, unprecedented sanctions and accountabilities taken. You can debate whether they're appropriate or not, but in the end, people have to make a decision about what can be sustained, despite what we might think, and what actually could sustain
it's time to rewrite the rules.
Or a court.
This sort of behaviour is unacceptable, isn't it?
Decisions were made on the back of that, including changing the priority pick rule. So
tanking doesn't happen now?
I hope not.
You're confident?
I think that the depth of our integrity team, the accountabilities in this case, I think there's always talk and noise around the industry. I don't hear that anymore.
No, but I mean, you don't concede it happened then anyway.
What we talk to is actually, was there a breach of the rule about performing on your merits? You have to be able to prove and sustain a charge of the rules, Neil.